How's everybody doing out there? This is The Awakening. I want to get into this message. Kids are being targeted with sexual imagery and being influenced and sexualized early. And the reason behind that is because he knows that getting your children early with lust and filling them with lust, that's one of the most powerful tools he can use to destroy them. Yeah, lust. Lust is a powerful tool. Like I would say, lust is one of the greatest drugs on the earth. It's greater than heroin and all of these other drugs. Lust is a strong thing, and lust is a strong tool that Satan used to destroy the saints. I've seen this happen. Um, but the children, he wants to get them early. He wants to fill them with sex imagery early. He wants to plant the seeds early. This is a very powerful tool that Satan uses, because what happens when you plant a seed? What does a seed start off as? It's just like a child. It starts off young. It starts off in a seed. All of the life and the nutrients that the seed needs is inside of that the plant needs is inside of the seed. And when you plant the seed in the ground, it grows. It's the same with a human being. So Satan planting those images and those thoughts in children early. That's why you have kids who will tell their parents that I'm a girl. This is Satan speaking to them. Satan does this. You got to understand how things work in the spirit realm. It's a spiritual battle that we fight. The Bible tells us that we fight against spirits and principalities of the air. We're not fighting against flesh and blood. So when you have a 4-year-old, people will wonder that that's peculiar to be like a 4-year-old boy to come and tell their mother that they're a girl. You'd be like, oh, where did they even get that from? It's the demonic beings telling them that in dreams and visions coming to them. They don't even know what it is. People think it's nightmares and stuff like that, or they don't understand what it is. But that's who's giving them these thoughts and inclinations. Because Satan plants to see early. He knows that if he destroys them early, that some people will never recover. Like you have some people who get sex changes early. Like soon as they get 18, they start to get sick. They've already been taking hormones. So now their natural testosterone levels are down, or their natural levels are messed up. And now they're trapped in this cycle of medication with the doctors. Trapped in this cycle of running to the doctor, getting all of these prescriptions and letting them mess with their bodies. And so I've seen videos of men who underwent sex changes, even going so far as to remove their genitalia, and they regret it. Now some of them even found the Lord. You understand? And they totally regret. They see how they were set on that path early. Because again, Satan wants to destroy the children. He wants to destroy them early. That's where the seeds are planted. The seeds of pornography. That's where the seeds of pornography are planted into your child early. I know some people who growing up, their uncles and dads had pornography magazines, tapes, and all this just laying around for the kids to see and get used to come over, and then that'll be some taboo thing that they would show you. You got to understand you're watching hardcore pornography as a child. That is not something that you're supposed to be doing. I'm sorry. It's not. This is what Jesus told. Let me go to the book of Matthew chapter 12 verse 25. It says, and Jesus knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought into desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. If That's why Satan also wants to get into your children, is to divide your household. It's a lot of, man, the Bible also tells you in the same book of Matthew, this is chapter 24, and we go to verse 19. It tells you, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. It says, woe unto them. Why does it say that? Why is the Bible saying woe to those who are who are bearing children these days? Look at the lack of love that is on the earth today. Women are having abortions left and right. That's so they have to put in laws to be like, you can't do it. We have debates on, what is conception. People are talking about killing children up into, up into the late trimester, up killing children up into the point to where they're out of the womb. Like, come on, man. Like, we know that this is a life that's in the womb. We shouldn't be debating that. It's crazy that's what's going on today. Look at how you can't even raise your children. I remember back when I was growing up, it was just a given that, people, we had grandmothers that taught out the Bible. We had, parents who and aunties who were biblical. They went to church every Sunday. They were what we call cuddle ladies, for we had grandmas who were cuddle ladies. What I mean is they were at all the church functions. They taught from the Bible. They taught us. They trained up their children in the way that they should go, as the Bible tells us. They were doing that. And they believed that spare the rod, spoil the child. You were gonna get your butt beat. Period. You just didn't know. You shouldn't complain, like, because they would be like, you got it easy. That's how they worked and operated. Nowadays, people are so soft. The Bible isn't wrong. It says, spare the rod, you spoil your child. People today try to be friends with their children, but you're not helping your children. You helping them to be into Satan's arm. That's where you're helping them into. You're helping them to be demonic. You helping them to not find God. You're not training them up in the Lord, so they're gonna grow up following the world. You can't serve two masters. So you shouldn't try to be your child's friend. You're their parent. You should, not saying that you can't, you love your children. I mean, not saying you won't be, you not their friend as well. Some people are their children's best friend, but they're their parent first. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 19 says, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Woe unto them. Woe is a horrible thing. It's saying, because a lot of people today, like I said, a lot of children that are born, they have horrible parents. Their parents they're being raised by the television, by the internet, these children just given a phone and parents just leave them alone. The Bible says that it's time that there's people who it was better for them not to be born, like Judas. You understand? Like, it was better for Judas not to even be born, because he ended up betraying Jesus Christ, killing himself, and going to hell. What would be the point? What's the point of that type of life? You train your children up to get swallowed up by the prison system. You train them up to be little, like how these child stars are, to be molested and sexualized by adults, and to be you train them up to be prostitutes. A lot of women are training their daughters to be prostitutes these days, and it's a sad thing. God's not happy with that. So it's like, what's the point of even having a child? What's the point of doing that? These people having the sex and all this irresponsible sex, and then you want to go have an abortion. It's not the kid's fault that you were irresponsible. That is a life that's growing inside you, and God is the one who places it there. God's the one who blesses people with children. He gives them. But see, you go out there and you do things on your own time. The child, just because, if you don't can't take care of the child, then give it up for adoption. That's fine, because then at least God will have the say in taking care of the kid. You wasn't gonna be, if you say you're not gonna be a good parent, that's fine. Give him up for adoption. They have people who can't. I have, people in my family who are adopted. These are my real family members, and it's a blessing, that they could actually get in the real. I think that's actually because God, everybody is our brother and sister. God said, love your neighbors yourself. Like, you shouldn't have favoritism. I think these children need a home. And if you can't have a child, instead of trying to go out there and get somebody else to birth your kid, go get you a child, man, from one of these orphanages, and do a good thing. You know, you could train that child up in the way that they should go, man. And that's a blessing from God on both ends. But yeah, the sexualization of children, that's the main tool that God is trying to use. The artists, look at the artists that you have. They're targeting children because they want to plant the seed. The artists are like I said, you need to start monitoring your kids' phone time and internet time. Because if they watching the artists more than listening to you, who's imparting on them? You can't have darkness and light. In the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14, it says, "Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness?" If you have adults right now saying that the music industry is satanic, the music industry or this modern music that they push, especially hip hop, even even the pop and the Taylor Swift, but especially hip hop, if they saying that it's demonic, why are you letting your children listen to it? Just because they want to, and you give in to them on everything that they do. You even have some teachers these days trying to be too much of the kids' friends. I remember our teachers used to be able to give us the paddle, used to spank our hand with the ruler. They made sure they were like us, because that's where you spend a lot of your time too. They also we would say the Pledge of Allegiance. We were able to talk about God. A lot of those teachers were God fearing people. More people were, and they believed in order and discipline. I had coaches, man, who, you thought they were strict, but then when you got older, you was like they were just trying to discipline us and keep us away from trouble. Some of them were better than, our parents. Do you understand? But nowadays, no, they try to be the child's friend. They're teaching them rap songs, bringing in rappers like Sexy Reds and bringing in, these drug dealer rappers into schools. It's ridiculous. These drill rappers, you know. So, but the reason why do they come into schools? Because that's what they're marketing to. That's why Satan wants your children. Are you gonna give him your children? Is that what you're gonna do? No, you should train. What are the solutions? You train up a child in the way that they should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. This is in the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. It tells you that this is the solution. Like, you can never control what your children do like 100%. When they go off to school, look at what happens in these schools. Terrible things happen, and anything can happen in the world when they're away from you. The solution to that, only thing you can have is faith. That's the only thing that even the non-believer, the only thing you can operate on is faith. That your child, that something's gonna make them be okay. But see, us as believers know who controls these things. We know that we have a heavenly Father. And if we do what we're supposed to do, which is our job, is to train up the child in the way he should go, train up the child in his word, give them the word. At your household, you're training them, giving them the morals and the things of the Lord and what to follow. One of the commandments of the Lord is to honor thy mother and thy father, so thy days may be long. Your children need to have the fear of the Lord in you. They need to see have the fear of the Lord for you. You need to instill the fear of the Lord in them, and you're the second in command under the Lord to them. Because you're their caretaker. So being firm and things, not because you want to be mean, it's because you want to save them from not only death, you want to save them from hell. So with that being said, peace and blessings to the hearers and doers of the Lord's word. A special blessing to those who listen to the end of this message. With that being said, this is the awakening. I'm gone. See y'all later.